Uganda is suffering. This is from Uganda Federal Union. Museveni Kaguta is continuing to torture people in Uganda. He is a corrupt military dictator, torturing MPs, Ugandans, and his time is about to, the end to his rule is near, because now he is becoming a terrorist. People in Masaka are being butchered every day. We have to stop this. Here is Mr.
Good
Mbiru
morning,
to talk about
good
Museveni
afternoon,
as
good
the state
evening, wherever
terrorist
you may
dictator.
be tuning in. This is Mobiru Musoke with another presentation for the Uganda Federal Union. Today's topic is Kaguta Yoweri Museveni, a state terrorist dictator. Museveni, as a leader, has on many occasions distinguished himself as a state terrorist and an enemy of democracy who does not believe in the rule of law. Let us narrate a few examples from Museveni's leadership trail. Recently, Museveni has been bubbling, publicly fuming against the accused being granted bail by the courts, although bail is entrenched in the Bill of Rights in the Constitution of Uganda, which was enacted with Museveni's approval. If Museveni does not believe in bail, he should have opposed bail being entrenched in the Bill of Rights. There is no record documented on this issue showing that Museveni has always opposed bail. He's doing it today to serve his political interests and to penalize his political opponents. Moreover, the presidential oath President Museveni has taken more than 5 times stipulates that, quote, in the name of Almighty God, I shall faithfully exercise the functions of the President of Uganda and shall uphold, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and observe the laws of Uganda, and that I shall promote the welfare of the people of Uganda, unquote. That's the oath Museveni has taken more than 5 times. Museveni's behavior, however, and the rhetoric and the politics contravene the oath Museveni took as recently as May 2021. Clearly, Museveni does not believe in the rule of law. Article 28 of the 1995 Constitution provides that, quote, every person who is charged with a criminal offense shall be presumed innocent until proved guilty, unquote. Therein lies the right to apply for bail, but Museveni does not want that. In utter disgrace and disregard of his presidential oath, Museveni, who does not believe in the rule of law, issued illegal orders through his security agents to arrest MPs Alan Sewanyana and Mohamed Segirinya to arrest them on charges, trumped up charges, which are not even cognizable under the laws of Uganda. The manner alone, the manner in which the two MPs were arrested and publicly treated like, as they say, chicken thieves, worse than chicken thieves, was not only illegal and disgraceful, but characteristic of Museveni's typical state terrorist activities. Moreover, even the Speaker of Parliament has recently put on record that the original arrest of the two MPs violated the rules that govern parliamentary procedures. Moreover, this was not an accident because Museveni has employed the same tactics before against his political rivals. On November 15, 2005, and on March 1st, 2007, the High Court of Uganda was sieged. It was put under siege by security agents on Museveni's illegal orders in order to prevent the judges from granting bail to the accused. In both cases, the prisoners, including Dr. Kiza Besigye, had been granted bail by a high court judge. Museveni, who does not believe in the rule of law, was furious that the detainees he maliciously wanted to stay behind bars were granted bail. The High Court siege on those two occasions achieved Museveni's illegal and terroristic objectives. Like in Besigye's case, Alan Sewanyana and Mohamed Segirinya, after they were arrested, were charged with concocted crimes of terrorism and murder. Apparently, Museveni's compulsive personality is bent on destroying his political opponents because he does not believe in justice. He does not believe in rule of law or fair trial. That is clear from his conduct. All these events cannot be a coincidence, nor can they be excused in a civilized democratic political system. Unfortunately, Uganda is not a democracy, and Museveni does not believe in justice and the rule of law. Prosecutors in Uganda under NRM, in contravention of their oath, have behaved like Museveni's political puppets with neither decency nor a conscience. In the case of Besigye, the detainees, in addition to treason, were charged with additional false charges of murder and terrorism, crimes they never committed, and eventually were found innocent. Segirinya and Sewanyana have suffered the same fate under Museveni's malicious prosecution. This cannot be a coincidence, in my opinion. In the case of Besigye, for example, and the 22 others, the prosecutor was Justice Byamukama Mugenyi Simon, with all his names so that there should be no uh, uh, doubt as to whom we are referring to. Justice Byamukama Mujenyi Simon, who at the time, Besigye and his 22 co-accused was accused. Byamukama was the prosecutor in the DPP's office. He was responsible for uh, those charges uh, against the 23 people. He maliciously and falsely persecuted and prosecuted Besigye and the 22 others for rape, for treason, for murder, all of which were capital offenses. 3 years later, in 2008, Byamukama was appointed a judge of the High Court. He now serves as a chairman of the Electoral Commission. We know exactly why. He is a crook who can effectively serve Museveni's interests. He should be disbarred and stripped of his judicial title under the canons of ethics laid down in chapter 161 of the laws of Uganda. Prosecutors, according to the canons of the legal ethics, are officers of the court. As officers of the court, prosecutors are expected to conform to the ethical standards laid down in chapter 161 of the laws of Uganda. They are prohibited to concoct false charges against innocent people. If they do, even if they are ordered to do so by their superiors, they are personally accountable for the ethical violations of the canons of legal ethics. They can be disbarred or even prosecuted and imprisoned for malicious persecution and malicious prosecution. Those two are different crimes. One of the fundamental principles of democracy is the principle of collective responsibility of a democratic government. Members of the cabinet are collectively responsible for the wrongs one of them commits. Kahinda Otafire has referred to Baganda publicly as condoms, which are thrown away after being used. Such vulgar language, denigrating a particular group in society, is neither a funny joke nor acceptable in a democratic system. It is not expected from a member of the cabinet of Uganda. Later on, the fact that the so-called fighter in the bush for democracy in Uganda is so dumb as to utter such offensive words in public. One of the implications of Otafire's political bubbling is that the Baganda, who are decent people, respectful and intelligent people, stupidly provided the base for such which from which Obote's regime was fought and defeated in 1986. After defeating Obote with the support of the Baganda in Luwero Triangle, the Baganda are called condoms. That is, after being used to attain power, they become worthless condoms, which must be thrown in the trash can. Museveni, if he's a true leader, should publicly apologize for Kahinda Otafire malicious joke, which is not funny. Otherwise, everyone in the cabinet should be collectively held accountable for it if Uganda purports to be a democracy, which of course it is not. The other stupid statement from Kahindo Tafire, for which Museveni and members of his cabinet should be accountable, was uttered when Bob Wine, uh, Kyagulanyi Sentamu, contested for the presidency and supposedly lost the race to Museveni. Kahindo Tafire's big mouth spit venom again regarding Bob Wine's uh, contest for the presidency. Otafire said without any shame that he, Otafire, did not fight the Bush War for Bobby Wine to be his leader. This is a clear illustration that members of the NRM leadership do not believe in democracy. If they do, they should punish or make sure that Kahindo Tafire withdraws his statements or apologizes for them. Uh, uh, Instead, the leaders of NRM corruptly give special treatment to those who fought in the bush and abuse all other people like the Baganda who are compared or equated with being condoms. If NRM leaders are honest, they should apologize for Otafire's venomous babbling. In the final analysis, the solution is a federal system of government. And the federal system of government, all criminal offenses committed in a federal state, say Masaka in Buganda, Arua in West Nile, Jinja in Busoga, Kavare in Chigezi, and other towns in Uganda will be under the jurisdiction of the federal state government in that area, where the crimes were committed. And the federal system of government, the central government will not be able to do what Museveni's government is doing today of charging people falsely for crimes they never committed. Thank you for listening. We'll be back to talk more about federalism and the virtues and the use of federalism for the people of Uganda.